Hello fashion lovers, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to be sharing with you how I recreate this beautiful style you see on the screen right now. If you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do well to like and subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Enjoy! I'll be drafting on this newspaper that I have. First thing I'm doing is I'm going to be coming down 2 inches. So you can come down 2 inches, 3 inches, but this depends on how high you want your neck to be. So I'll be coming down 2 inches. So this will not serve as our guideline. I'm going to be marking my neck width of 3 inches. This is for the front, right? Neck width of 3 inches. Then from this 3 inches, I'm going to be coming in 1 inch. So this 1 inch, we are going to use it later. Just leave it there. Then I'll mark my shoulder divided by 2, which is 8 inches. I'll mark it here. Then from that 8 inches, I'm going to be coming down for my slope of 1 inch. Then I'll also go down for my chest of 9 inches. Then from there, I'll be coming down for my bust point of 11.5. Then I'll come down for my under bust 15.6. Then the half length is going to be 18. The half length is 18. That is my waist. Shoulder to waist is 18. Then I'll add half inch for sewing allowance. So I'll make this line into a straight line. On this chest line too, I'm going to be marking the 8 inches too on this chest line so that I can have it square, right? So I'll be squaring the line this way. So this is just your basic body pattern that I am drafting here. Then I'll connect my slope to my neck width this way. So this will become our shoulder line. I'm going to be marking my bust circumference divided by 4, which is 10.25. So I'll mark it here. Then I'll come to the waist. My waist circumference divided by 4 is 9.5. I'll also mark it here this way. Then I'll be adding 1 inches for that. So the dart intake of 1 inch. So I'll close the box this way. So remember, we've not added our side seam allowance. We'll add it later on. Now I'm going to be marking my nipple to nipple divided by 2, which is 4.5. So mark it here this way. Mark it on the waist to our bust line. So we'll roll it straight like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is that on my waist, I'm going to be marking half inch on this side, half inch on this side, which is the dart intake that will take off 1 inch, right? So we'll create our dart leg to the waist area this way. So that's it. Now on the under bust, I'm going to be coming in this way, 0.75, starting from this nipple to nipple line, right? So I'll come in 0.75 this way. Then I'll go out 1.25 this way. So total dart of intake on this under bust is 2 inches. Hope that is clear. So I'm going to be ruling it this way. I'll place my ruler this way. Then I'll connect it to my bust line. Then I'll connect from the under bust to the waist with a straight ruler this way. Hope that is clear. Then I'll turn it. I'll connect this side as well. So make sure that all your points are not sharp. On any part that is sharp, you have to smooth it, right? So this is what I mean. You smooth all this area so you don't get sharp, right? So now, after which I'll be connecting my armhole. So on my armhole, I'm going to be marking from the slope to the chest. What is remaining is 8 inches. I'll mark the midpoint of 4 inches. I'll be coming in half inch this way. Then I'll use a straight ruler to connect it up this way. Then I'll use my curve ruler to connect the midpoint to my chest. So this will form our armhole curve, right? So this is our armhole curve. Now I want the style to be armhole princess dart. So I'm just going to place my curve ruler this way. Then I'll be connecting it to the midpoint of my armhole this way, right? So that's it. So you can see how it is. So for the side dart, this front panel is going to be longer than the back panel with 1.5 inches, and that 1.5 inches for the side to align, I'm going to use it as my bust dart. So I'm going to be coming down 1.5 inches for the bust line. Then I'll mark the midpoint too. So I'll connect the line this way, connect it to my nipple line this way at the bust area. So this is it now for the pattern, right? So let's build the neck now. So coming to the neck, on my neck I'm going to be going on, this is my shoulder, I'm going to be going up 1.5 inches. So I want the build up neckline to be 1.5 inches high, right? So go up 1.5 inches. So remember, you use 3 inches neck width. So on this 1.5 inches that you just create now, you mark 3 inches too, then you connect it straight this way. So then remember, we've come in from this 3 inches, come in 1 inch, right? So from this 1 inch now, you are going to connect it to this 1.5 inches that you have here. So I'll place my curve ruler this way and I'll connect it. So you can see the way I've connected. So then from this point here, I'm going to come down 1/2 inch, then I'll blend it, right? So just come down the 1/2 inch this way, then you place your curve ruler this way, then you blend. See the way I blend it, right? So that's it. So now I don't want the neck area at the front to choke me, so I want to do something here. That's why I came in this one is. So from here now, my neck depth for the front is going to be 8 inches neck depth. So I'll mark it here. So from this 8 inches now, I'm going to place my curve ruler this way, starting from this 8 inches, then I'll let it to touch this 1 inch that we came in, right? So we'll connect it this way. So now if you want it to at least very close to your neck area, what you do is to place your curve ruler this way, then you connect from this point here, you connect it this way to your 8 inches. You can see the way I place my curve ruler, you connect it to your 8 inches. But because I don't want it that way, I don't want it to choke me, so I've done a little adjustment here. So what I did was that I just placed my curve ruler this way, right? Then I connect it this way, right? So that's it for this front panel. So everything is ready for this front panel. So we are going to cut it out, then we'll add 1/2 inch on this area to join this princess dart together. We'll add our side seam allowance. We'll also add 1/2 inch too on this area to sew this together, right? So I'm going to cut this out. So let's go straight to the back panel. I'll be marking 1.5 inches for my zip seam allowance. Right? If you want to make use of 1 inch, it's fine. Then from this, I'm going to be coming in 0.75, go at 1/2 inch. So this is not really necessary. If you want your back to relax properly, you can go ahead and do what I'm doing here. If not, you can skip this part and do your regular way. So I'm just going to connect this up this way. So that's it. So it has give us a little slant, right? So now from this part here, I'm also going to mark my shoulder line. So this is for my shoulder line. So this is our guideline. I've come down to 2 inches, so this will serve as our guideline. So this is our zip seam allowance. So from this zip seam allowance, mark my neck width of 3 inches, the same we use for the front, right? Then from here, I'll go up 1.5 inches, which is here. Then I'll connect it straight like this. So that's it. Then I'll also take this up this way. So that's it. Then from here, I'm going to be coming down 0.25, which is here. Then I'll be using my curve ruler to connect it this way. So that's it. So we're also going to come down to 1/2 inch from here, right? Then we'll use our curve ruler to connect it to the slope, the same we do for the front, right? So this is for our slope of 1 inch, right? Then our shoulder divided by 2 is 8 inches. Then we came down from there 1 inch, which is for the slope. Then the chest is going to be 9 inches, the same way we did for the. So you just do your normal basic pattern again for the back, right? So then our half length for the back is going to now be 17 inches, right? So remember, the half length is 18 inches minus 1.2 minus 1.5, we have 16.5, then plus half inch to hem it, to join it to the down part, which gives us 17 inches, which is what I have here, right? Then on this part here, I'm going to be marking my waist circumference divided by 4, which is 9.5. We'll mark it here, then plus 1 inch for that, we'll mark it here. Then on this chest line, I'll mark my bust circumference divided by 4, which is 10.25. We'll mark it here, then we'll use the straight ruler to connect it this way. Then we'll also do our armhole curve here to mark from the slope down to the chest. What is remaining, mark the midpoint, then you come in half inch this way, then you connect it with a straight ruler up, and use your curve ruler to connect your armhole curve this way. So that's what we have now. So now this is all for the pattern. So we'll cut this pattern out, then I'll cut it on my fabric, then I'll come to show you. I've already cut it on my fabric. You can see how it is. So I just thought to show you how I cut it on my fabric. So I've added half inch on this area, half inch on this area to join this princess dart line together. And I've also add my side seam allowance, and I also add to the armhole area. So that means I also have to add to this side too. Then I also add to this upper part so here too, right? So this is the slope area, so which I've had half inch and half inch all through this side too, right? So then to the down part too as well. So this is for the front. Then for the back, I'm going to sew my darts here, right? So what I did, I've add my side seam allowance, then to the armhole, then to this slope area, then to the neck area. So one thing too you need to confirm is that you have to make sure that this slope is aligned with the back home, right? So it has to be okay here this way, and then the side too, the front side and the back side too has to align on this area too. So if you are okay with that, you are good to go. So I'm going to remove the panels, then I'm going to join my darts line together, and I'm also going to sew my darts here, then I'll come back to show you. I already ironed it, so I've sewed the dart line and give it a good press. So this is it. I iron the seam open. So this is what I have. So the next thing I'm going to do now is I'll get the back side of my, this for the back too. I've also joined the dart area, so I'll be placing it right side facing shoulder this way, and I'm going to be sewing this slope area, which is the shoulder area, right? So make sure that it's aligned. So we're going to sew this area with 1/2 inch. So sew with 1/2 inch. Just remember the 1/2 inch that you added, so you sew it 1/2 inch this way. I'll do the same thing to this other side as well. So I'll sew it with 1/2 inch this way. I'll do the same thing to the lining, then I'll come back to show you. So guys, I've already sewn it. So I've already joined the slope area, the shoulder, so you can see it. Then you notch it so that you can able to turn it out, right? So that you can turn it and it will relax. So I've done the same thing to the lining. So just watch what I want to do now. I'm going to be using my lining to turn the neck area, right? So this is for this one. So I'll be placing the right side facing shoulder this way. Then I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and sew this. I'm going to be closing the neck area, right? So I'll sew this with 1/2 inch, come to the zip allowance side, then sew the zip allowance side too with 1/2 inch, then come to the front. I'm also going to go ahead to sew this too enter into the neckline of the front, right? Then remember where the neck depth stop, right, for the front. We're also going to leave that area to then you sew with 1/4 inch, right? So I'm using my lining to turn all these parts, right? So I'll do that, then do the same thing to this other side, and I'll come back to show you what I have after I finished turning the neck. So as I've said, I've turned the neck area this way, like this, to from the center back. This is the center back, from the center back this way to the shoulder and to the front neck area, neck depth, to where I will join the neck depth where it stopped, right? Then to the end part. So after which I notch it. You can see the way I notch it. Then I also top stitch on the lining. So I just open it up this way, then top stitch on the lining, sew on the lining, sew this seam on the lining, right? Then I now come to the back, then sew the back with 1/2 inch this way. You can see the way I've sewn the back with 1/2 inch. Then also sew the side to 1/2 inch. This is for the front too. I've also sewed the side too with 1/2 inch, right? So I'm going to turn it out using this armhole area. So I'll bring it out this way. Take it to your ironing table, then iron it properly. Make sure that this shoulders is well relaxed, and all the seam, you have to iron them out, right? So that they can relax properly. So I will iron this, but let me just show you how it looks. So this is how it looks so far. So by the time I give it a good press, you will see how it is going to look like. So this zip part, this is where the zip is going to be. This is the center back, right? And then this is the front. You can see the way the front is open, because I don't want it to be too shoky. So I don't want it to be too close to my neck area. So that's why we do that adjustment here, and you can see the way it's free, right? So then this is the part where we're going to join the center together for the front, right? So by the time when you finish giving it a good press, iron it so that your bustier can come out very well. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to be placing it right side face each other on the front this way, and I'm going to go over to my sewing machine, then sew this with 1/2 inch to the down part to close the center front, right? I will be placing it also right side face each other this way. Then I will sew the side, right? So I'll sew the side with my side seam allowance this way. I'll sew the side, this one too. Already iron it. So this is what I have, and I've also joined the center part. So this is the center part. This is the seam for the center, and I've also joined it at the side. You can see how my seam allowance for the side. So this is what so this is for the back. This is for the zipper allowance for the back. So if we turn it to the front side, this is what we have, right? I'm just going to open it up this way, and I will measure the waist circumference, right? So I will measure what I have here this way. Then that's what I'm going to be using to cut my flace. So I've measured mine, and I have 42 inches. So 42 inches. Then I'm going to be cutting 360 for this. Cut it on my paper before cutting it on my 5.5. So this is 10.5. So by the time I open it up, it will give me the full 42 that I need, right? So from here down, I'll measure my length with my flace. So I'll cut it out. The paper is lap, so meaning that I have to cut this into 2 with this. So the front one is lapping, so I will place it like this. I'll cut this on my fabric, cut my lining, use my lining to turn it out. So for the lapping to also show, you can trim it from this edge here, trim it a little bit, right? Then you leave this part so a little bit longer. Here is my peplum. I've already cut it on my fabric, cut the lining, and use the lining to turn it out. Then I use 1 inch crinoline to give it more volume at the down part. We're going to lap it this way, right? Then we'll have that effect that we have on the peplum. So I'm going to attach it to the blouse. Then I've also cut my basic sleeve. So here is my basic sleeve. I'm also going to attach it to the armhole area, right? So just cut your normal basic sleeve, your desired length, and curve the armhole area, right? So this is what I have. So I will put all of them together. And here is how it looks. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section. See you in my next one. Bye.